guys, it's Shortcakey. How you doing? Hope you're doing good. Today we're going to be talking about my favorite breed of dog. Yes, Chihuahuas. What's good about them, what's bad about them with their temperament. I have two, as y'all know, Princess and Marky Moo, both, rescues. Chihuahuas are comical, entertaining, and loyal little dogs. They're absolutely brimming with personality, often a quirky and eccentric personality unmatched by any other breed. Other than that generalization, Chihuahuas are extremely variable. You can find individuals who are lively or placid, bold or timid, feisty or mellow, confident or nervous, stubborn or eager to please. Now, Princess is lively, feisty, confident. Marky Moo is bold, timid, and stubborn. Now, how a Chihuahua turns out depends very much on the genetic temperament of his parents or grandparents, or their parents or grandparents. In other words, entire lines of Chihuahuas are social or antisocial. If you bring home an individual who has inherited genes for a bad temperament, well, let's just say that's not a wise thing to do unless you're prepared to live with an unstable dog. Socialization and training often can't overcome bad genes in a Chihuahua, and luckily Marky Moo and Princess have awesome genes in them. But socialization and training are still extremely important. As long as your Chihuahua has inherited genes for a normal temperament, how you raise them will determine how they turn out. Chihuahuas do not have a particularly good reputation among the general public. Ask a few people, do you think Chihuahuas are nice dogs? And see how many exclaimed, no, they are mean and nasty and they bite. Sadly, I have to say that this reputation has some basis in truth, but not with Marky Moo and Princess here. So many people stupidly breed two Chihuahuas whose temperaments are not good. Then their puppies inherited genes for a bad temperament. Duh! Other people take a perfectly good Chihuahua and treat them like a stuffed toy or doll, or as a substitute for a human infant. They carry them everywhere in their arms, don't teach them any commands, laugh at any signs of aggression, make excuses for bad behavior, and soothe and coo over the dog constantly. It's no wonder so many Chihuahuas are neurotic. They're made that way by their owners. All dogs, whatever size, must be taught how to walk on their own four paws, how to do what they're told, and how to get along peacefully in the world. Now, getting along peacefully doesn't always mean that a Chihuahua likes everyone. On the contrary, many Chihuahuas are naturally suspicious towards strangers, but if you raise them properly, they can be suspicious without letting everyone within earshot know it, or progressing into threats. It's up to you to draw and enforce the line. Similarly, I can't even talk today. While most Chihuahuas get along great with other pets in their own family, they tend to raise a ruckus when they spy a strange dog. Again, you had to put a stop to this from day one, or it will get out of hand. Fortunately, there also exist Chihuahuas who are standoffish, but who will eventually approach people in their own good time, especially if the person isn't pushy or insistent. And some Chihuahuas are very friendly right from the get-go, and will go to anyone. Princess and Marky Moo will go to anyone. Chihuahuas seem to recognize and prefer their own breed. So it's a great idea to keep them in two. They keep each other company when you're gone. They play together, clean each other's ears. Chihuahuas can be obsessive ear lickers and keep each other warm by snuggling together. Chihuahuas adore warmth. Oh, yes. They will seek out the tiniest sunspot in which to bask, and they tunnel under blankets and towels. Princess does this all the time. You have to be careful whenever you sit down on your sofa or bed, as there could be a Chihuahua tucked up under there. The most difficult thing to teach a Chihuahua? Housebreaking. Chihuahuas are very difficult to housebreak. One of the most difficult of all breeds, especially in cold or wet weather. Consider an indoor litter box. I don't have one, I use the pee pad. Or a doggy door that leads out to a covered potty area. If you want a dog who is small and easy to carry, comes in several different coats and colors, is oh so funny and entertaining in quirky ways, hard to describe, you gotta be there, is very loyal, travels well, doesn't need much exercise, loves warm sunny climates, usually has a long lifespan, the Chihuahua may be right for you. If you don't want to deal with the fragility of toy breeds, the fine line you need to walk with toy breeds, where you need to protect their safety, yet require them to stand on their own four paws and be well behaved. Notorious housebreaking difficulties, like I didn't have this with Marky Moo or Princess. Suspiciousness, endless yapping, and nasty behavior, if acquired from bad parents, and when babied or spoiled, are not socialized enough or made to behave, the Chihuahua may not be right for you. Keep in mind the inheritance of temperament is less predictable than the inheritance of physical traits such as size or shedding. Temperament and behavior are also shaped by raising and training. You can avoid some negative traits by choosing an adult dog from an animal shelter or rescue group. With an adult dog, you can easily see what you're getting, and plenty of adult Chihuahuas have already proven themselves not to have negative characteristics. If you want a puppy, you can avoid some negative traits by choosing the right breeder and the right puppy. Unfortunately, you usually can't tell whether a puppy has inherited temperament or health problems until they grow up. Finally, you can avoid some negative traits by training your Chihuahua to respect you and following your training. By taking, PetSmart has training for dogs, and you can also train them on your own. But you have to keep on them. It's constant training with them. And that's with any dog. Now, some people, if you're considering, some things, I know with most toy breeds, and some people are concerned about the fragility of the dog. Too many people acquire a toy breed puppy without understanding how incredibly fragile a toy breed is. You can seriously injure or kill a Chihuahua by stepping on them or sitting on them when they're curled up under a blanket or pillow, where they frequently like to sleep to keep warm. And Chihuahuas can seriously injure or kill themselves by leaping from your arms or off the back of your sofa. Or a large dog can grab a Chihuahua and break its neck with one quick shake. And I was concerned about this with Marky Moo when he got by me when I was going outside to talk to my husband. Our upstairs neighbors had her, I guess his ex-boyfriend's now, dog out, and he grabbed Marky Moo and tossed him up into the air. So you do have to keep an eye on them. Owning a toy breed means constant supervision and surveillance of what's going around your tiny dog. Chihuahuas must always be kept on a leash. They're just too easy injured when not under your complete control. Chihuahuas are not suited for young children, no matter how well-meaning the child. Children cannot help being clumsy, and that a child meant well is little solace to a Chihuahua who has been accidentally stepped on, sat on, rolled on, squeezed, or dropped into the patio. Most Chihuahuas feel overwhelmed by the loud voices and quick movements that children can't help making, and stress and fearfulness, even defensive biting, may be the result. Housebreaking, being a Chihuahua owner myself, I would put the Chihuahua on my top 5 list of hard to housebreak, definitely. If you live in cold or rainy climate, housebreaking will be especially difficult because Chihuahuas hate both the cold and rain. A covered outdoor potty area is strongly recommended, or training pad or pee pad. Sometimes a doggy door is necessary so your Chihuahua can run outside the moment he feels the urge in their tiny bladder. An indoor litter box is another option. Socialization. Some Chihuahuas are naturally friendly, but most are somewhat suspicious of strangers, more than most other breeds. Chihuahuas need extensive exposure to people and other animals so that their suspiciousness doesn't morph into downright nastiness. Many Chihuahuas put on a display of excited ferociousness, aka they pitch a fit, whenever other people or other animals approach what they consider to be theirs, which for some Chihuahuas extends to the entire street. It sounds funny, but it's not. If you don't stop this behavior dead in its tracks, your Chihuahua may end up disliking everyone in the world, which is a short step to biting when someone unwittingly intrudes on their space. Barking. Now, Chihuahuas are often quick to sound the alarm at every new sight and sound. You have to be equally quick to stop them, which won't work unless your Chihuahua respects what you say. Shedding. Many people have been misinformed that Chihuahuas are hypoallergenic or like shedding. This is not true at all. If you come to my house, you'll leave with tan, brown, white hairs on your clothes. Yes, Chihuahuas shed. Now, how much they shed depends on what kind of coat they have. Chihuahuas come in 4 coats. Short coat, double. Short outer coat plus a woolly undercoat for insulation. Because of the 2 layers, this coat sheds more than others. Short coat single with no undercoat, which Marking Man Princess are. This coat is quite sleek, like a Doberman's, and sheds less than a double coat. Long coat double, long outer coat plus woolly undercoat. Some of these dogs are so bushy they resemble Pomeranians. This coat needs the most brushing and combing and takes more blow drying after a bath. It sheds a good deal. Long coat single. This long coat is actually shortish on the body, with feathering restricted to the ears, back of the legs, stomach, hindquarters, and tails. This is much easier to groom than a double long coat and sheds less than a double coat of either length. Now, potential health problems with Chihuahuas. They're more prone to injury resulting from their tiny size rather than to illness or disease. So whether a Chihuahua lives a long life or not is more dependent on how careful you are to keep them safe. But Chihuahuas are very prone to loose knee joints, which can require expensive surgery, and to dental disease. Their mouth is too small to provide firm footing for healthy teeth. And also, leading issue for tiny toy breeds. Fractures, concussions, choking on small objects, being attacked or jumped on by a larger dog. You must keep a Chihuahua under constant surveillance and leash arm control. Too much can happen with these little guys in a blink of an eye. There are several conditions in which Chihuahuas can require expensive surgery. Dental disease, a weak windpipe, collapsing trachea that causes chronic coughing, loose knee joints, luxating patella that causes lameness and pain, and liver disease called liver shunt. Heart disease can become more frequent in Chihuahuas, and their large eyes are vulnerable to scratches and corneal ulcers. Some health problems are inherited. For example, if both parents of your Chihuahua have certificates they were tested and cleared of heart disease, hereditary eye disease, and luxating patella, your Chihuahua has less risk of developing those conditions. Other health problems can be prevented or partially prevented by the way you raise your dog. So I hope y'all enjoy this. If you did, leave a like, comment below, don't forget to subscribe. Love y'all. Smooches and hugs. Mwah!